welcome back to Dwayne's Everything Slot Car Basement Garage. You can see the track is done. The extension is done. There it is. And if you're standing here at the red station, you can pretty much see everything you need to. This would be red, and this would be white, so no problems. I wanted to expand a little bit about the Enduro and explain what we did, what happened. This is how we came up with the teams. We took the standings from the season, drivers 1 through 8 in their position for the season, and so number 8 driver would go at number 1, and so on and so forth. That's the most fair, really. What we could do next time is we could split the field in half and have two mains, like an A and a B, and then like number 1 would go with number 4, 2 would go with 3, that would be the A, 5 would go with 8, 6 would go with 7, so you would have a first and second place for the A and the B set. So we might do that next time, I'm not sure. So like I was saying, it was 10-minute heats on each lane. So you go red, 10 minutes, white, so forth. And we did that at 3 different racetracks, 3 different houses. We would all jump in our cars and drive to the next guy's house. So you can see, 10 minutes for each one. That's 40, 80, 120 minutes or 2 hours of racing. So a big shout out to the Wizard Storm Extreme. Nobody had a catastrophic failure. Every armature lasted the entire race. I don't think anybody even changed brushes. We just turned them in a little bit as we went. And but pickup shoes, we definitely were changing a lot of pickup shoes. So it was roughly 400 laps on each. I don't have the exact figures with me on each one. So it was 1,000 plus laps, maybe 1,200 laps total for the day. So really amazing that every team, every car's armature lasted the entire race. I also wanted to point out that what you would do is you would pause the race at 5 minutes and switch drivers. Because in the past, what teams were doing, this is, I'm getting this from the experts, is the stronger driver would race the red and the yellow lanes, because those are the outside lanes, outside and the inside lanes, the gutter lanes, and then the weaker driver would race the white and blue. That would give that team an advantage. So they came up with the idea, well, we pause the race at 5 minutes and then we switch. That way everybody races equal amount of time on each lane. So there you go. That's a little more info on the Enduro. And like I said, it was a lot of fun. Everybody had a lot of fun, and we will definitely be doing that again. So the next thing is, I also wanted to touch on the fact that the track had to be cut. I wanted to point out that the track cuts really easily, and you can look. This piece was cut. This piece was cut. On which side, I can't even tell. That's how nice it cuts. So, and also, I know for a fact this piece was cut on the left side, but you can't even see it. And so also, this is my Wizard track, which is not powered, and we got Viper track, which has its own tap. So this track is powered. So to get the power from this track to this track, I went back to the old way with these rods to connect this track to this track on each one. So just a little bit more on the construction, what was involved. We had to kind of lay it out and overlap pieces, figure out where the cuts were, and it was always a 90-degree cut, which helped. So don't be afraid to cut. This is what I'm saying. I used a carbide tipped fine blade on my miter saw. So that was that. And now the wiring is out. The wife's already moved in her decorations and Christmas stuff. Wiring is done. It looks like quite a mess, but it works. So if it is it really a dumb idea if it works? So there we go. Lots of wiring, and then there's another tap down there. So, all right, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed a little more information on mating a Viper track to a Wizard track. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in.